And it was a very, very good initiative. I don't know the exact details and ins and outs of it, but what San Jose is doing is pretty revolutionary in terms of local gov AI. San Francisco's doing a lot of pilots. And the common patterns in all of these, right? These are just examples. That there's a lot of great examples of contained, well thought out pilots. The common patterns are they're focused on specific bounded problems. There's a box around the problem. They're not trying to solve it all. In fact, one of the vendors that spoke at a keynote speak, I think, said that, open it up to everybody. Give AI to everybody. I get it from a fundamental base level standpoint. Yeah, everybody should be using GPT, Claude, whatever, for day-to-day work, writing emails, researching, and things like that. Yes, everybody should have access to that. But giving everybody access to things they can build on is not quite there yet. Again, the problems that CIOs have always faced is shadow IT, that when it doesn't work, they get blamed for. So this is going to make it worse, if not controlled and handled properly. Again, successful projects or pilots that have established baselines early, they know what to look for, and they adjust based on these baselines. They've optimized existing processes before AI integration. Processes may be broken. With or without technology, they're not going to produce the results, right? So how do you now leverage technology, including AI, to improve your processes? And you have to define that. So one of the services we might be offering is pilot design. We don't sell AI product. But if you're going through a pilot, if you're thinking about a pilot with a specific provider, look, the thing is, the vendors, the software providers want to sell you the thing and get out of there. They're not in the business of consulting. They're not in the business of helping you identify what your problems are or defining the problem or changing business processes. Yeah. What they want is a ready client that is available now to take advantage of what they're offering. So one of the things that we do well is business process redesign, testing. A natural extension of that is pilot design. I think that's something we're going to put out here pretty soon. And then the last thing is they prioritize training and change management effort. 100% critical. Again, it's AI in the back end, but for the lay employee, staff person, who cares? Can they do their job easily in a more automated fashion? And how do they get there? Training is going to be very important, and change management is also. At the end of the day, people are people, AI or not. You have to deal with people that will be using your systems, taking advantage of any of these products that are being offered right now. Joe LaCroix has something to say. What are we saying, Joe? Joe says, time savings for redundant data input or analysis. That is compelling, but is it any more compelling that simple automation which can be done with most ERP systems already? Not really, Joe. I mean, that's the key question. What is AI doing in this product that you're selling to me? Is it crunching data in the backend? Is it automating workflows? Is it giving you insights for what might happen next? What flavor of AI is being used? Because it's being sold as a package. Like it's just a catch-all term now for custom development. One of the speakers at the San Jose conference kept saying, when you buy the AI, this will happen. When you buy the AI, that might happen. What is the AI? There is no such thing. You're either building product using AI or you're baking AI into your product that already exists. And it's not very clear how it really differentiates from general automation or RPA and things like that. Okay, so what is the success formula? 80 to 90% vendor solution plus internal customizations. Do's and don'ts. Don't build everything from scratch, custom. Buy everything off the shelf without adoption or adaptation. Don't deploy technology without process changes. Again, this is stuff I've been saying for years. Don't skip training and expect adoption. Instead, let's start with proven platforms and customize strategically. Now, one of the other things that kind of stood out last week was that no one was really talking about enterprise systems. You're almost taking AI as the silver bullet that's going to solve any other problems you might be having, right? You might have an ERP system or a financial solution that hasn't been working optimally. And now you go to conferences like this and there's vendors saying, yeah, I can solve this. Forget about that. But that and this need to talk to each other. The data exists there. The workflows are in your legacy systems. How do you bring it into the AI era? So start there. Look at what you have today. Have a strategy for how you're going to modernize, and then take advantage of wherever AI might fit into the solution. Um, Optimize workflows, invest in comprehensive change management. I cannot say enough about that. That is going to be the key as we sort of fall for slick marketing, buy things that may or may not work. Um, it's the Wild West. A lot of people are selling the thing and then figuring out how to build it. Um, and again, this is nothing different than the custom development wave from 20 years ago, except it's called AI now. Specific use cases. Design your pilots or trials so that you're solving a very specific use case with an end date and an end state in mind. Right? The definition of a project is something that has a defined scope and it ends at some point. So a pilot should not be an ongoing thing. It should be a very specific phase. You need to have measurable baselines. What are you trying to solve? How do you quantify it? And how will you know it when you're successful? Optimize processes first, and then invest in training, not just buy and deploy. Upskill. People are very nervous about what's going to happen to them overall, not just in GovTech, everywhere, right? So how do you give the people that will actually be using these tools that are responsible for the outcomes, how do you give them the tools and the training to use them best?
Yep.
All right, Joe, you're on fire. You're saying bad data is so prolific everywhere, even with a clean slate. How long does it take to get dirty? Weeks, months, a year? What a great comment, Joe. I don't know. It can be weeks, right? If you don't have the data governance in place, because again, cleaning it once doesn't mean it's done. You have to then keep it clean. You have to have the governance systems and processes in place that make sure that it doesn't get dirty again, and mechanisms by which to gauge how dirty or not your um, data is. See you, Brett. Joe, you got to talk to Brett. He's doing some great work on data cleanups. What are vendor red flags? Run away when you see these warning signs. Again, nothing new. We've been talking about these things for years. In the context of AI, it's not different. One size fits all solutions. Our platform works for everybody. It can do anything. No, it doesn't. You need context and scale. You need subject matter expertise. You need a deep understanding of how government works. And not all governments are the same. It could be this. It could be in the same county, two different towns or cities, and you're doing completely different things. Uh, Utilities are different from housing authorities. Electric utilities are different from water utilities. There's several flavors of local government, and there is no one size fits all. Just buy this approach, right? No discovery process, no IT lift. There's vendors out there saying our product does not require an IT lift. What do you mean? Where do you think data lives? Where do you think connectivity lives? Who do you think is going to put this together and maintain this? Who do you think vendors are going to call when your chatbot doesn't work? They call IT. So just by this, you don't need IT involved. One of the more flagrant statements that is being made. We solve everything claims, of course, jack of all trades, master of none. How can you solve everything? Again, the universe of problems to be solved in government has not changed. AI is not a silver bullet. So
Yeah.
if someone's making those claims, stop and ask how, right? And you'll probably find out that they will discover what your problems are and pitch you some custom solutions.